Welcome to my YouTube channel, Best Stories in English, where every story reveals a lesson that can change your life. Today's story is about the greatest battle every person fights, the battle within the mind. If you ever struggle with temptations, bad habits, or inner conflict, this story will open your eyes. So, listen carefully to How to Control Your Mind Before It's Too Late. There was once a great king known for his fairness and wisdom. His kingdom was peaceful, but his laws were strict. Even a small mistake could bring severe punishment because he believed that discipline keeps a kingdom strong. In his royal court lived a priest, a man of deep knowledge and holiness. Everyone respected him for his purity and devotion. People said, "He is not just a priest, he is the light of our kingdom." But one day, something happened that would test both the priest and the king's principles. During a grand ceremony attended by nobles, soldiers, and citizens, the priest made a small mistake in the ritual. It was minor, almost unnoticeable, but it went against the sacred royal rules. The crowd gasped. The king's face turned pale. He didn't want to punish the priest, his most trusted man, but the law was the same for all. If he ignored it, people would lose respect for discipline. So the king said softly, "Rules are rules, even for the purest heart." But instead of declaring a punishment himself, he did something unexpected. The king said, "You must face punishment, but I will let you choose it yourself." In the royal jail, there are 4 rooms, each representing one great sin. You must choose one and spend the night there. The 4 sins were written on a scroll: drinking wine, eating meat, spending the night with a prostitute, taking one's own life. The court fell silent. The priest bowed his head, folded his hands, and accepted the king's order. He was taken to the royal jail. 4 doors before him, each leading to a different downfall. In the dark of the night, the priest opened the first door. Inside was a bottle of red wine, shining under a lamp. The smell was strong. He whispered, "No, intoxication is a sin. I have guided others to avoid it. How can I touch it?" He closed the door quickly. Then he opened the second, a table full of cooked meat. The smell tempted him, but he said, "I am a priest. My body is not for such things." He stepped back. He opened the third. A beautiful woman sat there, smiling softly. She said, "I'm here for you. You can come in." The priest's heart trembled. He turned away, whispering, "No, no, I cannot do this." Finally, he opened the fourth, a noose hanging from the ceiling. Tears rolled down his eyes. He said, "I cannot take my own life either," and shut the door. Then he sat in the corner, trembling. Wine, meat, woman, or death, all are wrong. What shall I do? Hours passed. The priest's mind began to whisper, "Just one sip, one small sip. It's not a big deal. You'll never do it again." He hesitated, but the voice grew stronger. Finally, he said to himself, "Among all, this is the smallest wrong. Just one sip." He entered the wine room, poured a little into a cup, and drank. It burned his throat, but it also quieted his fear. He felt calm, light, almost happy. "Maybe one more sip," he said. Then another and another, until the bottle was empty. Now intoxicated, his thoughts grew blurry. The smell of meat drifted through the air, stronger now. His hunger awoke. He said, "I don't eat meat, but just once won't matter." He entered the second room and ate until his plate was clean. Soon, the wine and the meat worked together, weakening his will. His heart beat faster. The image of the woman flashed in his mind. He said, "She is here. No one will know." He walked toward the third door. The night swallowed his voice as he entered. When dawn arrived, the priest woke up in horror. His head throbbed. The memories of the night came rushing back. The wine, the meat, the woman. He screamed, "What have I done?" His hands shook. He saw himself in the mirror, not the holy man people once respected, but a sinner. Overcome with shame, he walked to the fourth door, the one he had sworn never to open. Tears streamed down his face as he placed the rope around his neck. Moments later, the priest, once pure and wise, was gone. When the guards found him, they rushed to the king. The king read the note left behind. "I chose one sin and ended up committing all four." The king stood silently, his eyes filled with tears. He whispered, "The greatest enemy of man is not the world outside, it is the mind within." The priest's story is not about sin, it's about control. Our mind is like that priest. It knows what's right and wrong, but when temptation comes, it starts to argue. Just once, it's not a big deal, but that once becomes twice, and then a habit, and then destruction. Mistakes don't come all at once. They come quietly, one after another. A person doesn't become corrupt, lazy, or addicted in a day. It begins with one small compromise. That's how we lose control, not in battles, but in whispers. Discipline is not a punishment, it's protection. A strong person is not one who fights others, but one who conquers his own mind. Whenever your mind says, "Just this once," remember the priest. Remember how one small thought led to his fall. Guard your thoughts like a king guards his kingdom, because one drop of poison can spoil a pot of milk, and one wrong choice can change your entire life. If this story inspired you, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications of our new stories. Also, comment for more interesting motivational stories in English. Thanks for watching Best Stories in English.